How's it going, everyone? Arsenal 3, Southampton 0, our biggest margin of victory throughout the Premier League season. It's a good day. Let's do 5 at 5. Number 1, and no prizes for guessing what I'm going to be talking about here. Obviously, Aubameyang. Now look, in my post-match reaction that a lot of you might have watched, I spoke about how I'm frustrated at Mikel Arteta for going public on this. A lot of people got it twisted that they thought I was saying don't discipline Aubameyang. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is discipline him. I'm frankly fed up of Aubameyang right now, but lie to the fans. Just say it was a niggle, it was a little calf strain, whatever. Do what Arsene Wenger used to do, because let's cast our minds back to the North London derby last season. Arteta did exactly the same thing. Has it had the desired impact? Has Aubameyang's form been good since then? Clearly not. He's gone and done the same thing again. That managerial style hasn't worked in Aubameyang, and therefore I don't think it was the right thing to do. Now that Arteta has done it though, let's talk about it, and let's be honest about where we stand with Aubameyang. Let me know in the comments whether how you feel about Aubameyang, because basically I'm done. I'm absolutely done with him. Arsenal were on a very, very difficult spell of form. If we had lost against Southampton, it would have been a bit of a crisis talk. It would have been 3 defeats on the bounce. And you expect your captain to stand up in those situations. I think all of us feel deep down that Aubameyang isn't exactly a leader in the truest sense of the word. And stuff like this really confirms it, which is surprising because he seems to have taken so much pride, not just him, but his family as well, in being captain. But unfortunately, time has just proven he is not up to the job. Who would you give the captaincy to? And also, would you now remove the captaincy from Aubameyang, or would you just keep it with him because you don't want this to become more of an issue? As far as I'm concerned, strip the captaincy now that you've gone public and give it to Kieran Tierney, even though Aaron Ramsdale is definitely in with a very, very good shout. Number 2, have a look at this. Yeah, you saw that right. There's no team in the Premier League that has got more points from their home games than Arsenal this season. We join on 19 points from 8 games along with Man City. So, does that mean that our home is an absolute fortress? Is that a misleading statistic? It's a tough one to call, but what I would say is that clearly we are better at home than we are away from home. Our last 2 away games, I think, showed that. But then again, of our 8 wins, I think, in the league this season, we've beaten the team in 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th. So we are slight flat track bullies. Let's hope that when we look at this home table at the end of the season and we've played some of the teams that are going to be in and around us, teams that we've lost against, Man United, Everton, Liverpool, hopefully when they come to the Emirates, we still maintain that home form, still keep our stadium a fortress and chalk wins on the board against those teams. If we do that, we've got half a chance, but we drastically need to improve our away form. I want you guys to tell me in the comments, why do you think there's such a big difference between our home form and our away form? Because I'm only going to show you the positive side in this video because I want this to be a positive one. We've got enough negativity this season with Arsenal as it is, but you can imagine our away form, we are not going to be doing very well in that league table. So why is our home form so much better than our away form? Your theories in the comments below. Number 3, and here I am going to talk about Mr. Consistent, Takehiro Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, I love the way he plays, I really do. He's a defender first. I feel like every single week you know what you're going to get with him. It's just going to be a 7 out of 10 minimum. He reminds me of Nacho Monreal, who got a bit of criticism when he first came to Arsenal. I think people wanted more from him, but I think Tomiyasu, players like Tomiyasu, Monreal, they're so dependable, so consistent, they're integral members of the squad. It's amazing to me that he was so unfairly criticised on Sky Sports. That clip has obviously now gone famous. I'm not going to initiate a pile-on to that person. I'm not going to mention any names, but a Sky Sports reporter saying no other Premier League team wanted him. Looking at him now, he's exactly the sort of player, exactly the sort of right-back that a lot of Premier League teams would want. Someone dependable, consistent, never makes it easy for the winger he's up against, and always drops a consistent 7 out of 10 minimum every single week. I've got a lot of time for Takahiro Tomiyasu, and also the way Arsenal play with Tierney bombing down the left-hand side and not wanting to chuck up two of your wing backs. I think the system works perfectly and really suits Tomiyasu. So I love to see it, and hopefully it continues. Number 4. And at the start of the season, when we signed Martin Erdegaard, there was a lot of talk. There were rumours about Maddison and obviously rumours about Erdegaard. We ended up going for Erdegaard, and some people weren't happy about that. Now, as the season progressed, Erdegaard started off all right. Maddison had a very poor start to the season. And now they actually both seem to be hitting a bit of form. So before I speak about Erdegaard, tell me, who did you want to sign at the start of the season out of the two? And are you glad now that Arsenal signed Erdegaard? Or if you could choose right now based on what you've seen, who would you pick right now? So let me know. Start of the season and now, who would you choose? But let's talk about Martin Erdegaard. 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's finding a bit of form, but what I find interesting is that last 2 games, obviously Smith Rowe hasn't been in the team. Do you think Erdegaard is a better player without Smith Rowe in the team, or can they both play and both fulfill their max potential playing alongside each other? I'm very happy that Erdegaard's chipping in with the goals, because with players like Aubameyang, who has been lacking the goals department, and even Lacazette hasn't been really scoring enough this season, even in the chances that he has had, we need goals from midfield. Smith Rowe chipped in with a few, nicely Erdegaard chipping in with a few. So far, I'm quite happy with Erdegaard. I think he's doing all right, and hopefully he can go and get into those double digits of goals that we desperately need from our midfielders. But so far, Martin, well done. Number 5, and that is about our midfield struggles. Now look, I don't want this to be about whether I like Xhaka, whether I like Partey, any of that nonsense. I'm just trying to be objective here. Thomas Partey has not been at the level. He came out and did an interview before the Everton game. He said it himself. He said he'd give himself a 4 out of 10. Well, actually, given how badly he's played in the Everton game and how average he was in the Southampton game, 4 out of 10 might even be generous. He's not been at the level. And what he's still doing shooting is beyond me. Every single time he lines up a shot, we know where it's going. And now, on to Granit Xhaka. Whilst I think Thomas Partey, there's definitely player in there, I'm not so sure about Granit Xhaka. I personally have my serious doubts about him. And the last 2 games, Everton and Southampton, I feel like he's been very, very poor. He had a hand in both goals against Everton, where I feel like he could have done better. And now against Southampton, he didn't have a single interception, a single tackle, gave the ball away 14 times, lost all 3 of his duels. It was not a very good performance. So this midfield partnership really, really concerns me. And when we play against the better teams, this is where we get unstuck. Are you hopeful that these two can form a partnership together, or do you share my concerns? What would you do about it? We've clearly got options in the middle there, Lokonga, Maitland-Niles, El Neni. We can even get Erdegaard or Smith Rowe to drop slightly deeper in. Would you keep faith with the Xhaka-Partey partnership, or would you change it up? There will be an enforced change when Partey goes to AFCON, so who would you slot into the team to cover for him whilst he's gone? That's the 5 at 5 done. I'm going to see you next time, hopefully after getting 3 points against West Ham.